Yo! I put this poll up a little over a week ago asking what video everyone wanted, and there were a lot of votes for movies they should let me write. Who is the they in that situation? I have no idea. The production companies, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really care. But yeah, that's the one that won. So this is basically just gonna be me ranting about stuff that I love and I think deserves a movie, and they should let me write it. There are a lot of stuff that I would love to see made into a movie and stuff, but this is just ones that I would want to write. So I might make a video talking about every book and video game and stuff that I want to be made into a movie, but this is just about the stuff that I want to write, because I am a writer, as we all know. I am just built different. But yeah, let's just jump right into the video. Okay, there are a lot more of these that I chose than I thought there would be. Not all of these are going to be strictly movies. Some of them are going to be animated features slash series, plus live action stuff, plus series and all of that, and I'll explain what it would be as I go through it. But this right here, this isn't in any particular order, so the first one that I talk about isn't the one that I would least want to write, and the last one that I talk about isn't the most wanting to write about it. If you want to know like what the order of all of these would go in, I'll just say it at the end. I don't know why you would want to know that, but I mean, I'll just put it at the end. But this right here, obviously, Hatsune Miku. Yeah, I don't know. I think Vocaloids are cool, and I think an anime that's like a mix of Jim and the Holograms and, man, I don't even know. Jim and the Holograms and like a normal shonen anime would be sick with Hatsune Miku. Like, I don't know, maybe some of the other Vocaloids go bad or something, and I don't know. This all came from the Miku Miku Beam thing that everyone was doing like a couple weeks ago on YouTube Shorts. But yeah, I just think that would be a cool series, and I love Jim and the Holograms. That's a really cool 80s series. If you haven't seen that, you should go check that out. That's actually a pretty good 80s series, like animated series. It's pretty good. And this would obviously be an anime and not like a live, unless it, no, this would suck live action. But yeah, this would be an anime. Going straight from Hatsune Miku straight into Manhunt. They're basically the same exact thing if you ask me. But yeah, this movie would be really weird to make. Whether it would be a movie or a series is honestly completely changeable. But if it's a movie, I don't know if it would be like a found footage type of movie or like an actual regular type of movie. I think a found footage one would work really good with this, but also it'd be kind of weird because it would go in and out of the found footage type of thing and back to the regular story. But I think that would be cool, and I think a series would be really good with this too. It's honestly just either one, but yeah, I would love it to see it like a found footage type of thing, or just make something that's like straight up a snuff film. Like, it's not even like the story of the game, it's just the film that was made after the game is over. That would be weird. I just want to see Pigsy live action, to be honest. I don't know. Pigsy is just a really cool character. I like pig-headed people. But yeah, Manhunt is absolutely one that I would love to write, whether it's a series, movie, literally anything. But yeah, I'm surprised this hasn't gotten a movie yet. The next one up is Agony. I have an entire review over this. I have a tier list of all the creature designs. I have basically anything you want to see about this video game. But this movie probably wouldn't be a movie. I mean, you could easily do a movie, like a live-action movie over it, but I think if you know what Dante's Inferno is, not the book, not the Divine Comedy, but Dante's Inferno as in the video game, that's a lot like God of War, but kind of better than God of War, if you ask me. Yeah, this would be in that type of domain. Whenever it comes to the animated movie they made of it, I think that would be really cool, like an animated movie where I think animated would definitely work with this, unless they got the budget of like Aliens or something and did really, really good practical special effects. I think that is the only way that it would be good as a live action movie. But I think in the art style and animation style of Dante's Inferno, the animated movie that they made after the video game came out, I think that would be really good. That's a really good animated movie. You should go and watch that if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I think this would definitely have to be animated. But yeah, I don't know. It would be fun to write. It'd be really easy to write because the actual game doesn't really give you that much of a story, so you could make up whatever you want, really, as long as you stay within the general domain. And Agony has a huge sprawling world, especially since the game Succubus came out and everything. Like, it just builds upon the world to where you could make it literally anything. And they have a new one coming out that's kind of like Command and Conquer, or yeah, I think it's Command and Conquer, the game. It's a huge world that you could do a lot with. You could honestly make it like a Game of Thrones type of thing in the world, because that's exactly what the Command and Conquer like game looks, what it looks like. But yeah, this would just be really cool to make. Next up, we have the first one that is actually already a movie, and that is Gamera. Gamera is absolutely amazing, whether it's the Showa or Heisei era. I love Gamera. Yeah, I could write a script for Gamera that's like the Showa era, goofy type of style, or Heisei era, more serious style. I just love Gamera. I would love to make a Gamera movie, and as soon as I made that Gamera movie, I would also want to make a Godzilla movie, and then I would obviously want to make something that every single kaiju fan forever has always wanted to see, and that is Gamera versus Godzilla. Yeah, this would be sick. I don't know who made this art, but yeah, this conveys everything I would want in this movie. I would honestly, the Godzilla movie I made after the Gamera movie I made would definitely bring Godzilla back in as a terrifying threat to humanity, and then Gamera would be the protector. I don't know if everyone would be chill with that, because, you know, Godzilla is normally the one that people are rooting for, but I mean, come on, Gamera is literally the protector of the universe. There's no reason for him to fight Godzilla unless Godzilla is actually, you know, threatening the universe. And it would be cool to see Godzilla come back as like a huge universal type of threat. That would just be really cool to see. Jumping straight from kaiju onto critters, because I have no real order in these, and who needs a really strict order, honestly. Critters is, if you don't know, a 1980s film about the Krites. They're these things. They're little fluff balls. Everyone says it's a Gremlins ripoff, but I personally think this is better than the Gremlins in every single way. And they're aliens and not actual things from Earth. And they're actually intelligent, not little dummies like the actual Gremlins. This is just better than Gremlins in every single way. And whoever says that this is a ripoff, you need to find happiness in your life. Okay? You need to just watch the movies again and love them, whether you do or not. Just say you do, please. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to make a film on this, and it doesn't even matter if it's in the same timeline as all the other stuff, because they just now rebooted it with Critters Attack, and I honestly don't even know if they're going to make another one after that. But yeah, this is honestly just one of those that I would want to make, but no one would ever want to see, probably. Like, there's like a 1% of the human population that would actually want to see this movie if I made it, and if anyone made it. I don't know. I just like the Krites. They're little fluff balls. Okay, this is one that I would probably have to do some research for, because what I'm wanting to do with it is go by the novels, but I've only read one of them, and I don't know which one it is, but it was like really like more horror based than the actual movies. And if you don't know what this is Jurassic Park. Yeah, who could have guessed that dinosaurs were actually scary? Yeah, the newer Jurassic Park stuff and the first one, to a lesser degree, have been a lot comedic, but I think dinosaurs are scary, and they should be scary. And they should make all of the dinosaurs have feathers, because I think that would be cool. I mean, it wouldn't make sense since they actually explained why the dinosaurs don't have feathers in the first one. It's because they're crossed with, like, the reptiles and everything. But I like feathers. They look creepy. Birds are scary. Birds are actually horrifying people, okay? Open your eyes to the truth. They're scary little critters. But I don't know. A Jurassic Park movie would be sick, and I love dinosaurs anyway, so I don't know. I just like dinosaurs. Okay, now we're going back to a idea that I have that isn't actually already a movie or a movie series. This is Spawn. Actually, it is a movie already. Crap. I completely forgot about that movie. Michael Jai White, I only remember him because of Black Dynamite. Black Dynamite is so much better than the first live-action Spawn movie. It's actually sad. I miss good Spawn. But yeah, at least all the comics are good. Spawn is one that I would absolutely love to write a movie for, or literally anything. I think if they brought the animated series back like they did with make it like Invincible, like just do just do a continuation of the animated series. That's all we need. That would be so sick. Like, no matter what they do, they should use the same voice actor. I can't remember his name right now. He's actually in a movie that's the original movie of something that's coming up pretty soon. But this is absolutely one that I would love to make. Al Simmons is one of my favorite characters. Spawn is my favorite superhero of all time. He's been my favorite superhero since I was a kid. I just love Spawn so much. He's just so cool. I would honestly love to make a entire Image Comics universe. Like, I love Savage Dragon. Pit's really cool. The Max. Ooh, the Max would make such a good series, like an animated series. I saw a fan-made one that was so cool. I wish they would have kept doing that one, the fan-made one. There's so many cool ones. Darkhawk. Darkhawk would be fun to make. Witchblade is Image, question mark. Witchblade is one of those that's jumped around quite a bit, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Witchblade is wherever the darkness is right now, and I cannot remember who owns the darkness. That might be Dark Horse Comics, actually. But yeah, anything Image, I would love to write. If anyone from Image Comics or any big production company is watching this video, which I highly doubt there is anyone like that watching this video, you should give me a call and let me write something for Image Comics. Yes. That would be beautiful. The next one is actually another Image Comics. I forgot that Image owned this one. Hack and Slash. Yeah, I would love to see this as a live-action series, but I'm sure it would have the same quality as a CW show, as in, you know, it might be good for the first 2 seasons, and then it would just collapse in on itself and be the worst thing you've ever seen ever. But yeah, I don't know. This seems like it could have the same treatment as like Dexter or something, because the two stories are pretty similar, kind of. Not really whenever you look at everything in it, but basically it has the same foreground. But yeah, I don't know. Hack and Slash would be awesome. I just want to see this, please. This is everything that a comic and horror fan would ever want. I would love to see an animated series of this. Honestly, I think all of the Image Comics stuff should have the same treatment as the original Spawn animated series whenever it comes to the animation style and stuff, but I could also see this working really well with like the more comic booky look, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know. There's a animated movie from the Adam West Batman stuff that came out, and it had like weird animation that looked like a comic book, not like Spider-Verse type of comic book look, but like old school 50s comic book look. It was weird. It was I don't know. The animation looked cool, but yeah, this would probably be best as an animated series and not, you know, a live action, because I don't want to see this turn out like a CW show. That would be horrible. But yeah, this is absolutely one that I would love to write. I want to write a Scooby-Doo movie so bad. I would do so much better than the original Scooby-Doo live-action movies. I love these movies, but they were mostly funny whenever they were making fun of what Scooby-Doo is at its core, and that seems like something that someone who dislikes Scooby-Doo with a passion would write, and I don't know. Maybe it's time we make a live-action Scooby-Doo movie where we don't make fun of the tropes, but just lean into them even harder. I don't know. That would be definitely a way goofier movie than this, but I don't know. I just love Scooby-Doo. Just let me do something with Scooby-Doo. Not like, you know what I mean. Hellraiser is a franchise that I love most of the time, hate some of the times, depending on what movie it is. Yeah, I don't really know what I would do with this. I would probably do a just standalone thing. Probably one of the comics. I would love to see the one where, Pinhead takes the abusive father instead of the girl who actually finishes the puzzle. I think that would be cool because it shows the fact that, yeah, the Cenobites are seen as angels to some and demons to others. So, I mean, I don't know. That would be cool. I would absolutely take them back to their roots of being a force of nature and not really a full-on monster, good or bad. Just something like that. I honestly think the remake on Hulu is probably the best we're going to get whenever it comes to a remake, so I wouldn't even try to remake it. I would just do a story within the mythos. I think Scarlet Gospels would be a really, really good movie, or like a part 1 and part 2 type of movie. It would be really long, but I think Scarlet Gospels would be really cool. just because we would get to see more of hell, and like the fight between him and Lucifer is pretty cool. I don't know. I really like this entire mythos, and I think it deserves more than just Pinhead chaining up someone. Like, there's actual heart to some of it in the comics and stuff. Like, there's a huge well of just everything that they could take from the comics and everything, but they just choose to only do the bare minimum so that they could keep the rights. But I think they lost the rights to it, so who cares, honestly. But yeah, I'd absolutely love to write something for this. Nightbreed is another Clive Barker story, and yeah, the original movie is absolutely perfect, so you know for a fact I'm not gonna try and make a remake or anything. I want to make a sequel. I want to make a direct sequel. Show me what happened with the Nightbreed. Show me basically what the comics do. I'm pretty sure the comics go into a more like what happens after Midian is destroyed and everything and all of that. I'm pretty sure they actually move Baphomet to the new place. I think it's a barn or something where they just hang out and they rebuild and everything. I honestly cannot remember very much. I've only read a couple of those comics, but I absolutely love them. Yeah, Nightbreed is absolutely one that just needs a sequel, and I may be the man to write it. The Thing, my favorite movie of all time, actually. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do a sequel, prequel, remake, anything like that. The original is already perfect. I wouldn't even want to do a sequel or anything. I would just want to do a story within the mythos of this. Show me what would happen if a research team went down to the Amazon or something and got stranded, and the Thing had already taken like one of the tribes or something and just landed there, wiped them out. Show me a thing that has taken the DNA of a jaguar and a snake and just become a weird looking thing. Just, I don't know. And they wouldn't be able to use flamethrowers because what are they going to do? Burn down the entire forest while they're there? That's crazy. Only stupid people would do that. I don't know. This would be really, really fun to write, though. You could get pretty wacky with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This would be a really fun thing to write, though. Plus, it's my favorite movie of all time, so it would be amazing to actually write something that's in the same world as it. This is the one that I have to say the least about. Blumhouse is getting ready to make a Dead by Daylight movie. I could do better. Kamen Rider. I honestly just want to make an anime out of Kamen Rider. I don't know. I would probably keep it the exact same, but I have cool ideas for it, and I like Kamen Rider. That's basically it. I'm not even gonna try and act like I could write anything as good as any of the actual like regular series, but yeah, they would be really fun to write though. Okay, I am going to place this right after the Kamen Rider in the video, I think, but I will go ahead and admit that I completely forgot about this one. I saved it to my tablet just to have the picture of the poster on there so that I could film it and make this part of the video, and then I completely forgot because I started talking about everything else and it was in a weird spot where all the other videos were in front of it and some of them were behind it. So yeah, I did forget about this one, but this is one of my favorite movies ever, especially one of my favorite like sci-fi movies. It is Escape from New York. There are a lot of John Carpenter movies in this video, but this is actually one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. It goes The Thing and then probably this, honestly. Yeah, I would love to make an Escape from New York movie. I think a sequel to Escape from LA. I know there aren't a lot of people that enjoy Escape from LA, but that movie left it off on such a cliffhanger. He literally turned off the grid on everything, put everything back into the dark ages. Come on, people. You know you want this movie to have a sequel or something. And even if I didn't do a sequel to Escape from LA, let's get a real sequel to Escape from New York. How about that? Because even whether you like Escape from LA or not, which I absolutely love it, actually, I think it's a goofier, more fun take on Escape from New York, while Escape from New York is a grittier, more cool one, I guess, even though I think Snake Plissken surfing on a tsunami is absolutely sick. It's not a real sequel to Escape from New York. It's basically the same movie. It's kind of like Evil Dead 1 and 2 with how it works. But yeah, I would love to make a sequel to Escape from LA or a real sequel to Escape from New York. Honestly, doesn't matter to me. Unlike The Thing, where I don't think I could ever do anything better than that, I think I could do something as good as Escape from LA, and maybe a little bit worse than Escape from New York. Especially if I did a sequel to Escape from LA, I could do a little bit more of the goofier type of stuff, which Escape from New York had, but, it didn't have as much of the goofier stuff. If you haven't seen Escape from LA and you've only seen Escape from New York, definitely go and watch Escape from LA. Oh my god. It's actually an insane time. But yeah, I talked about this longer than anything else. I'm trying not to turn this into Escape from New York podcast. But sorry for forgetting this one. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of the ones that I would love to make a sequel to, though. I honestly would like to see anyone make a sequel to it, because Escape from LA had the biggest cliffhanger, and I don't know. It's just insane that no one's made a sequel to it yet. But yeah, I was about to do an outro, but I already did that just a second ago, and then I did this video, and it's going to be in the middle of the video, so, next up is my original stuff. I didn't say that while I was talking about Kamen Rider before I did this, so yeah. Coming up is all of my original stuff that I would do, that I would want to write and make something. But yeah, if you want to see that, definitely stick around. On to that part. Okay. This is getting into my original stuff that I would want to turn into something, whether it be live action or anime, I'll say. But yeah, this is getting into my original stuff, and this should become all of my original stuff coming up, unless I have one that I need to talk about that isn't original. But yeah, the first one out of my original ones is Super Tygon Armored Defender. Yeah, if you see a comparison between this and Kamen Rider, it's because this is literally just a tokusatsu comic that I made. I like it. I think it looks sick, and I like how the story is going so far. I would love to make an anime out of this, or a live action one, like make it like the Guyver, like the live action Guyver. That would be pretty funny, actually. I would like that. That would be cool. But yeah, I think an anime for this would be absolutely sick, especially with like the super moves I have for him and everything. I haven't made the full comic yet. I'm trying to get better at art, I swear. Beyond the Veil. I already wrote this. This is literally one of the stories in my upcoming book. If I'm gonna publish it on Kindle at some point. But this is like the first story in it. I actually have it on the YouTube channel if you want to read it, and I have a audiobook of it that I read it out loud, and I have a motion comic that I made for it. So yeah, if you want to look at any of that, you can. But yeah, I would love to make something out of this. This would probably be best as like a fan made type of film, like I don't know, like a cheap 80s type of film, like actually that type of film. I don't know. This would look better cheap than it would expensive, I think, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. This is just one of my favorite stories that I've written, and Sarcofuse actually goes into the later volumes of the series and actually goes into intertwining the stories and everything. So I mean, that would be cool to make. I have an animated series that I made called Randomness on the channel already, but I would love to actually be good at art and be able to animate it even better and actually get it up somewhere for more people to see. This is honestly just one that is just actually really fun for me to write, because it's just random nonsense every single episode. It's just weirdness. It reminds me of something that would be on Adult Swim, to be honest. It's just, I don't know, I really like it. It's fun to write, and the animation process takes a while, but it's fun to actually be able to practice animating. I don't know. It's just a fun thing to write, so making it a big thing would be pretty fun. Blood-Soaked Warrior is a comic that I made a while ago. The first 4 issues are up on the channel if you want to look at them. Yeah, this would get the same treatment as Agony, to be honest. It's pretty close to the Dante's Inferno story, except there are a lot more twists, and the main character isn't just a Templar. There's a lot more to him. But yeah, it would definitely get the same treatment, like anime type of style. I think the animation from Solo Leveling would be pretty cool on this, just because I saw the Red Knight or whatever his name is on that. That's the only clip I've seen from it. But yeah, I think that would look sick with how the action scenes in this would work and everything. But yeah, definitely an animated type of thing, not live action. I actually have the story completely figured out for Automaton Apparatus, and I think it would be best to do it like a Mobile Suit Gundam type of animation, just because I think it would be way better as an anime. Unless I could get like Pacific Rim type of stuff, that would be cool. But yeah, definitely anime for this. Spirit's Contract is one that I actually designed to be like a manga type of thing, with 2 arcs. I have them completely figured out and everything already. So yeah, this would absolutely be another anime. I don't know if this video is making it pretty obvious or not, but I really, really love animation. I think it's just a really, really sick form of art and everything, just because you can do a lot more in animation than you can in live action. And with a story like this, it's honestly just kind of better in animation. It would be really, really hard to do any of this type of stuff unless you use CGI, and I honestly don't think any CGI will be good enough to actually get all of the action scenes and stuff that I have planned to actually, good. So I think animation, like anime type, would be the best. I think a Devilman Crybaby type of animation would be absolutely sick because of all the just, I don't know, the movement in the fight scenes and stuff just looks so cool. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like a rubber band, like whenever they go to punch and everything. I don't know, it just looks really cool. And I think like the newer One Piece episodes that I've been seeing on like clips for and stuff would be really cool for the fight scenes and stuff. But yeah, I also think that for this story, Inuyasha type of animation would look really cool, but that's just because I think that animation looks really cool. Honestly, just the animation style. This is one that I actually don't really have a name for yet. I think it's probably going to be called something like Star Knight Kaiju Killer or something. Star Knight Kaiju Knight. I have no idea. Something like that. But this is obviously an Ultraman type of hero. And yeah, it's kind of a mix of, Kaiju #1 and Ultraman, kind of, but also not really. It's kind of just a mixture of both of those. With how the story is the best way I can put it, but it's not a 1-to-1 for either of them. I don't really know how to explain it. I would have to actually make it to be able to explain it, but yeah, I don't know. I think this is a really cool concept that I could absolutely turn into something. This would be another one that would be animated, though, so I mean, a lot of animated stuff that I would write. I have so many original kaiju ready for writing and everything. I'm honestly thinking about doing another anthology series about it's not even an anthology series. It would follow one continuous storyline, and it would start with this kaiju. Its name is Mictol. It's the Aztec god of death. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. I would have to read it to be able to pronounce it, but yeah, that's what this one's name is. There's a whole bunch of them, and I would actually have it tie into the Void series that I have going. Not so much that you would absolutely have to see Into the Void or read it or anything, just enough for people who like Into the Void to be like, oh my god, that's what happened to, and then, the main villain of it, even though that is, as of right now, an anthology series that is slowly turning into its full storyline. But you know how it is. Yeah, I just like kaiju, to be honest. I would write literally anything for kaiju. I think this would be a really good live action one. Any of my kaiju ones could honestly be live action. I don't know if the practical effects would be able to get up to the same like weirdness scale of what some of my kaiju get up to, but I honestly think they could, because like I said, Heisei Gamera exists, and those are some of the best kaiju suit designs ever. I think that is my favorite kaiju suit design, just all of the Heisei Gamera stuff, all of them. But yeah, I've been talking about this for long enough, but yeah, any of my kaiju stuff I would absolutely love to make into literally anything. Anime, TV series, like genuinely anything. I think live action would be really fun to do, just as a I don't know, like a cool like throwback to Showa era. It would not go in. It might, yeah. I think it would be cool if it like went into the same universe and everything. But yeah, I would probably go with a Showa era type of stuff with like the suits and stuff. But yeah, I just think that would be really fun and cool. The next one we have to talk about is Elijah Gray. This is one of my favorite characters from my anthology series who will actually be in the main story. I'm not going to tell you how, but he will be. I think that he is one of my favorite characters, actually, that I've made. Yeah, I'd say he probably is one of my favorites. If you want to read the story, it's on the channel, and his origins are a regular comic book and motion comic that I made, and those are both on the channel too. This is actually a panel from it. My art skills aren't that good, but my storytelling is fairly good in this. Definitely better in like regular books, but you know how it is. But yeah, if you want to read that story, you definitely should. I think he's just a really cool character. This would definitely be a TV series, something along the lines of The Witcher, or I think that's the only thing I can think of for this, because like this is a very fantasy centric type of show, type of story. So I'd say The Witcher, Game of Thrones, not story wise, but like how it would be filmed and everything wise. Yeah, just like those type of shows. I'd say The Witcher is more closer to what Elijah Gray would be in the beginning, at least. The first season would absolutely be his main story, and then it would go into the later stuff. If you read that story, then you can probably tell where it's going to go. If you like Elijah Gray, definitely tell me if you do read that, because the more people that like that, the more likely it is that I actually make more stories about him. Which, I mean, he's going to show up later in Into the Void and everything, but still, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but, check out the story, and, yeah, I would love to make a television series out of this. Not, maybe a movie, too, maybe a live-action movie. I don't know if animation would be the best for this, because I would want it to be live-action, actually. I think this would be really, really cool to make live-action, but, yeah, I've been talking about this way too long, so on to the next thing. Last thing we have to talk about is Punks. Yeah, this is one that would absolutely be an anime. I think Devilman Crybaby type of animation for it would be absolutely perfect for this, actually. It would be a very bright, flashy, rock and roll type of thing. I don't want to actually go into the story unless I do a full-on video about it, but yeah, if you like that character design, comment and tell me, and I'll actually do a video talking about what the story is. But yeah, I think that this would be a really good anime. I do not think it would ever do good as a live action, because most of the character designs would probably come off like Psycho Gorman, which, that's a good movie, don't get me wrong, but it's also something that this is a really long story that could not be condensed into a movie, and I think a series with those kind of like looking characters would be weird. And a lot of the other like aspects of music that's in it, and yes, there are different aspects. If you want to see all of them, they're in Art from the Void. That entire playlist is full of them. But yeah, this one is, metal, obviously it's the Metal Devil. But yeah, I would love to make this. This would actually be really fun to make. It's kind of a comedy action thriller type of, it's comedy action basically. But yeah, this is the last one I have to talk about, I'm pretty sure. If you like this video, definitely like and subscribe. And if you don't like it, maybe you should dislike it and go ahead and comment and tell me that I suck. That would help the video too. If you think that this video was boring and came out of nowhere, yeah, I know. I'm surprised people voted for it, honestly, but I'm glad people actually seem to care. I don't know. If you liked any of the original stuff that I talked about, or the stuff that I talked about making movies or series of in general, then definitely comment and tell me. I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on some of these things, especially the ones that aren't my original projects. If you could come up with anything better, like movie-wise and stuff, I would love to hear some stuff about Spawn, if any of you have ideas. And I wasn't very clear about my Hatsune Miku idea, just because the ideas that I have are kind of jumbled and not really put together, because like I have my own original stuff. Why would I work on that if it's probably never gonna happen? You know what I mean? But yeah, if you like any of my original stuff, definitely tell me that, because, you know, I don't know. I like to hear people like my stuff. But yeah, to all of you that voted, thank you. To all of you that didn't, I will post another poll probably tomorrow. Yeah, like, subscribe, and see ya.